So I'm gonna take that and color it black. Color my lines black. I don't like to see my red lines. I want to see what the letters are really gonna look like. Okay. Alright, and go to my, I'll click on it again and go to my A. Okay. Okay, so I'm gonna center it right here. And I'm gonna find some type of transformer looking font on it. You know what? I'm just gonna choose this because I think it'll end up fitting nicely and it's kind of cool looking. Let's see how it looks. Oh. Maybe down just a little bit. Just a little bit smaller. Maybe I can make him go down a little bit. I'm going to center these two things. We'll go back to my align menu. And I remember this was center. Just to make sure it's perfect. Okay. It's not exactly maybe what I want, but it's going to work. So group. And that side of the bookmark is done. And when I print it, I'm going to use the print and cut feature. So you're not going to see the white that's right when you see it when you do this. It's just going to look like this. Okay, I'm going to duplicate this again so I still have a copy of the original. Put this over here and make my second side. I'm going to rotate this. So I'm going to go up here to this feature. Make sure I have what I want rotated, highlighted, or clicked on. I'm going to rotate it like that. For this, I'm going to go ahead and use my cut tool and cut. Oh, I better move it so that I'm not cutting into something else. So use your cut tool over here on the left, right here. And I always just choose this very first straight option because you can tell if you're getting it exactly straight or not. And I just want to cut, well, I'm going to cut right above it, I think. And as you can see, when I do that, you can see this little number that disappears when I get it straight, like that. See there, and then disappears. So it's not exactly how I wanted it, so I'm gonna cut it again. I'll probably end up making a lot of cuts. Down a little bit more. Want it right above the word. Okay, and for this, I'll go pretty close because it doesn't really matter. Okay, oops, why did I do that? Don't ask me. Oh, it doesn't matter. I'm just gonna get it as straight as I can. There we go. Okay. Okay, I must have selected him. Let me move him way over here. Okay, so I'm gonna get rid of these pieces. Cut. Move you down so I don't delete you. Get rid of this piece. Cut. I'm also going to cut off the excess that I do not need right here. There we go. Cut. Okay. So then we'll do this. Bring it in. Oh, I gotta make it smaller. Change this color of the actual bookmark to the fill color up here on the top. Get my eyedropper. Choose the black that's in there. Okay. Now I'm going to send that to the back so I can see the transformers on top. There we go. And I can clearly see that's going to be fine where that's at. So I'm going to just go ahead and group it. Okay. Go back up to my rotate. Rotate back around the same way that it was, just like that. Now I've got my second side of my bookmark. So these are the two sides. Could just make two separate bookmarks, but I'm gonna make it like this. So now I'll show you what I'm gonna do with the car. Well, I should keep one for reference on how big that's gonna be. Instead of having like a string tail or the tassel that hangs right here, I am going to make a car that hangs right there. So it'll probably be, well, let me make a really good copy of it first, about that big. I'm gonna trace this up here on the top. This is the trace feature. I click the trace, click what I want to be traced. And I just want an outline, a really good outline of this. So I'm going to unclick this high pass filter. I'm gonna put this all the way up. And I feel like that's gonna be really good. So I'm just gonna click trace. And you can see the line around it is pretty good. Let me see if I can duplicate just the line. Nope, I duplicated the car. Goodness. Okay, duplicate just the line. Again, I duplicated the car. Goodness. Let me get rid of these extra cars. Cut. Oh goodness. Actually, what I'm going to do, I don't know why I didn't do this before. I'll just duplicate the whole thing. Put this over here. What I want to do is I want to group this one because it has the cut around it. So group. That way it'll cut out just the car because I think there's a white around it. Yeah. So it'll cut out just the car when I put it on the print and cut page. And this I just want the same cutout shape because I'm going to make it thicker. So let me ungroup. Okay, so there is that. That's just going to be some extra pieces I cut out to put in the middle. Okay, get rid of these because I don't need them anymore. Cut. Okay. Now it's resizing, but I have to click both of them. That will probably be a good size to hang off of there, I think. Let me do this like it's going to be hanging. Yeah, that's good. Okay. I like it. So we'll take these and we'll move these to the side and set up my page to print and cut. So I go up here and I choose, I've already got that's my page size. Choose this feature right here. And because I have the 12 by 12 cameo silhouette, I'm going to choose the cameo setting. I'll get my little pieces on my paper. I like to have the black, if it's all black, away from, oops, you know, away from the watermarks because it makes me uncomfortable. Okay. And I need this on here, so let me just put them this way. Okay. All right, I think I have it all set up the way I want it. Now we'll just put a piece of paper in, a piece of cardstock. Choose the print. One thing you want to make sure that you do when you go to cut on your cut screen is make sure that, like these pictures that you put in, make sure it's not going to cut those out. It usually doesn't if it's just a picture, but sometimes it will. So you'd have to ungroup all of these and deselect the things that you don't want to cut. Like this, it's going to cut these words and I don't want it to. So I'm going to have to go in, select this one, ungroup, and I want to be very careful because if I move it at all, it won't cut it out right, which stinks. So there. So I just have that, and I'm going to select right here, no cut. So the only things they're going to cut is the bookmark shape and then the card shape. Anything outlined in red, really dark, is going to cut, and you don't want some of that to cut. You can see like the edges of this down here is not going to cut. That's what you want. You don't want that to cut. And over here there was some white that might have had lines around it, like it was going to cut that out too, but it's not going to. So I'm going to regroup this because I'm going to save it later as a file. And I want it to be how I want it already.